You know that moment when time just stops? One second I was laughing with my wife on her parents' fancy Persian rug. The next I was curled into a ball, my world reduced to a white-hot explosion of agony. My own father-in-law, a man I considered my friend, had just punched me squarely in the dick as a joke. As I lay there struggling to remember how to breathe, through the pain and humiliation, a single thought crystallized: revenge. But not the loud, angry kind. No, this would be different. This would be quiet, patient, a masterpiece of psychological warfare that would take 6 months to execute, involving a rare, glitched-out purple dinosaur god and a glitch that would slowly, methodically drive him insane. To understand the beauty of this, you need to understand Frank. This wasn't some strained relationship. Frank was my buddy. Weekends were for watching the game, him teaching me to smoke a brisket, me helping him set up his sound system. He wasn't just my wife's dad. He was a friend I'd gained through marriage. The scene was deceptively warm. Philadelphia, December 2021. The house smelled of pine and mulled wine. I was the designated driver, the sober anchor. The night was winding down. I was on the rug, playfully arguing with my wife about some meaningless video game strategy, our love language. Frank was in his armchair, chuckling, enjoying the show. But then the atmosphere shifted. His laughter got coarser. He heaved himself up a bit unsteady and ambled over. He put a hand on my wife's shoulder. "Ah, sweetie," he slurred. "You're going about this all wrong. Here's how you deal with your husband." I looked up, smiling, expecting a joke. What I got was a precise surgical fist. The air left my lungs in one painful whoosh. A nauseating electric jolt shot up my spine, seizing my stomach, curling my toes. The Christmas lights blurred into starbursts. The cheerful family noise faded into a distant roar. I folded in half, forehead on the rug, arms wrapped around myself, my mind screaming. "Breathe! Don't throw up! Not here, not on the rug." "Oh God, why?" We were having fun, in front of everyone. My wife, her sister, everyone saw me fold. The physical pain was one thing. The humiliation was a corrosive acid. This was my family. The man I respected had reduced me to a crude punchline. Later, he apologized sheepishly. "Hey buddy, sorry. Got carried away. Fair's fair. Hit me back." He puffed out his chest and laughed. But a violation like that isn't a transaction. You can't settle it with a reciprocal punch. The social contract was torn up. I forced a tight smile. "No, Frank, it's fine. Don't worry about it." As he walked away, something in me solidified. The hot anger cooled into a cold, determined resolve. "No, Frank, I'm not going to punch you. That's what you expect. That's quick. That's easy. You'd forget by tomorrow. For what you did, I need something you'll remember. Something that will waste your precious time." The weeks after were deceptively normal. On the surface, everything was fine. But beneath, I was an artisan of vengeance, gathering my tools, studying my target. Then the universe delivered my inspiration. Pokemon Legends, Arceus. In our family, it was an event. We all got it. And Frank fell in love. A man in his late 50s, captivated by this cartoon world. He'd call me, voice filled with wonder, "Alex, I just caught an Alpha Rapidash." It was adorable, and for me it was perfect. I knew his new digital sanctuary. You see, while Frank was an enthusiast, I was a veteran, a shiny hunter. This is a monastic discipline, encountering the same Pokemon thousands of times for a fraction of a % chance at a different color. I had a treasure trove of these digital jewels. I blitzed through the game. Then my instincts kicked in. I started poking at the game's code, and I found it. The glitch. A beautiful, devastating, elegantly cruel glitch. I discovered that if a very specific Pokemon, a Shiny Giratina, used a specific move called Shadow Sneak, the game's code would shatter. The screen would freeze into a jagged digital portrait. The sound would distort into a horrific, endless screech. The entire system would lock up, forcing a hard reboot. For the average player, a catastrophe. For me, staring at my frozen Switch, a slow, wicked smile spread across my face. This wasn't a bug. This was a key. A digital skeleton key to a lock I'd been waiting to open for months. I had my weapon, a poisoned, irresistible gift. Now I needed the perfect delivery system. I needed to make him ask for it. The stage was set at my sister-in-law's house, switches in hand. I waited for a lull. "Hey guys," I said, voice carefully casual. "I've got a ton of extra shiny Pokemon. If anyone wants one, just ask." The smokescreen. I traded a couple of less valuable shinies to my wife and sister-in-law. Playing the benevolent Pokemon god. I finally turned to Frank, my heart hammered. Hey Frank, I've got one you'd love. A Shiny Giratina. A legendary, super powerful, awesome purple color. Right up your alley. Take the bait. You know you want it. It's the crown jewel. I saw the desire win. His eyes lit up. A shiny legendary? Are you serious? Yes. The trade was initiated. I selected my beautiful poisonous pawn. I pressed confirm. The data traveled wirelessly, carrying my 6-month grudge. The trap was set. The hook was buried deep. And then I waited. This is the part of revenge most people can't stomach. The long con requires pathological patience. I didn't hover. I didn't ask about the Giratina. I let the seed sit in the dark soil of his ignorance. I was a ghost. My revenge was a time bomb ticking in his game save. Weeks turned into months. I almost forgot, but it was always there, a quiet, satisfied hum in the back of my mind. True psychological warfare is about the slow, dawning realization. The final act began not with a bang, but with a grumble. Months later, at another gathering, Frank was agitated. He picked up his Switch, played for 5 minutes, then set it down with a frustrated sigh. I don't get it. He finally exploded. This thing is possessed. It keeps crashing!
Only on Arceus.
I've tried everything. Uninstalled, reinstalled, deleted saves, cleared cache. I called Nintendo. The game is just broken. He looked genuinely defeated. His passion, his escape, was being destroyed by an invisible force. He was wasting his time in a state of maximum frustration. This was it, the perfect storm. I felt a cold, clean rush. I kept my face a mask of mild concern. Huh? I said, tone light. That's weird, Frank. I paused, letting the suspense build. So, is it crashing? Whenever you use Shadow Sneak with that Giratina I gave you. The room froze. Frank's face was a silent movie of dawning comprehension. First, confusion. Why is he asking that? Then, dawning comprehension. The gears turning. The gift months ago. The persistent glitch now. Finally, the breathtaking realization. His eyes widened. His jaw went slack. He wasn't looking at a technical problem anymore. He was looking at me. He saw the 6-month con, the patient planning, the sheer artistry. He stared, mouth opening and closing, no sound. I held his gaze. I leaned forward slightly, and in a quiet, measured, perfectly enunciated tone, delivered the final blow. That, I said, pausing for a half-second, is for punching me in the dick back in December. A heartbeat of silence. Then it started. A low, disbelieving chuckle from deep in his chest. It grew, building until it erupted into roaring, belly-clutching laughter. He doubled over, slapping his knee, tears streaming. Oh, my God, he wheezed. You magnificent petty bastard. You waited months. You gave me a time bomb, a purple time bomb dinosaur. I wasted real time on that. I was going crazy. He looked at me with something that wasn't anger, but pure, unadulterated respect. I respect this. I respect the hell out of this.
The long con!
You absolute legend. The entire family erupted into laughter. The tension shattered into a million pieces. My wife shook her head, smiling. She got it. Everyone got it. The cherry on top came days later. A link in our family chat. A gaming news article. Warning, game-breaking glitch found in Pokemon. Legends, Arceus involving Shiny Giratina. His message, see? It was a real thing. You absolute legend. I'm still not over it. He wasn't angry. He was impressed. The revenge was so perfectly tailored that the victim wasn't just defeated. He was a willing participant in appreciating its genius. I hadn't just gotten him back. I'd elevated our relationship. He knew never to cross that line again. And I had proven my mind was a terrifyingly patient place. So what's the moral? Sometimes the highest form of justice isn't meeting force with force. It's a quiet, clever, impeccably timed demonstration of sheer pettiness. It's about speaking the other person's language, the language of wasted time and betrayed passion. It was a revenge so perfect, so psychologically tailored, that it became a form of art, an art that even the victim had to stand back, admire and admit he totally, 100% had it coming.